Good evening and welcome to another episode of Clearly Ambiguous. First and foremost, my apologies for not uploading videos in recent times, but then again, I've done that plenty of times before as well, and yes, I do fall prey to my own laziness. However, having said that, I'm sure you've seen these reels or these videos that keep circulating in those WhatsApp groups, and we feel really proud whenever we see it that we have the cleanest city in India. One of the cleanest cities in India is Indore. Yes, and I'm sure you've heard that. But while I feel very proud watching that reel every time, right, I also feel pained, and I'll come to that in a moment. And also, you might have seen another thing that people say. They share that reel of that one state capital in one of the northeastern states, and I won't mention that because I'm sure you know that, and you can mention that in comment section, where we see that people are following lovely the traffic rules, everybody is in order, nobody is jumping to the other side of the double white line, and so on and so forth. Everybody waits behind each other on a traffic light. People are not using honking their horns, and we watch those reels and we feel really proud that this is somewhere in India. And the reason for that is that we usually associate these kinds of behaviors with developed countries, with modern cities abroad. And when it happens here, we feel really proud that, wow, this can happen here as well. Now, what is my gripe with it? What is my gripe with us just saying, Indore is the cleanest city, and what problem can I have with that? Well, my problem is that why is no other city competing with Indore at this point of time and saying, you know what, let's become cleaner than them. Like, there are a lot of other competitions that are happening right now, right? People are trying to compartmentalize into smaller and smaller spaces, and because somebody has ended up saying, no, we are a federal structure and federalism only happens when we basically differentiate amongst us. All that said, we still are a great nation. And why there is no competition happening between cities? I'm sure somewhere some officials, some politicians, and some very knowledgeable civil society members might be thinking of it. But then again, why not knock Indore off its top slot? Because it's been there for quite some time. And why is not Vadodara or Bhopal? And by the way, Bhopal is also a clean city, as a lake city, is a beautiful city. But then again, yeah, okay, and it is probably in the same state that Indore is in. Or how about other cities like, Pune in Maharashtra, or maybe we hear these appalling stories of traffic congestion and poor hygiene in Bangalore, which is, say, the Silicon Valley of India. And why are they not competing with the city? Because what is wrong? Because, see, I'm sure everybody who stays in Indore is part of this country, and they are people from within us. And if they can achieve it, what is the difficult? Because when I started researching online of why there is poor civic sense when it comes to cleanliness, and of course, our great Prime Minister has started this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan quite a while back. And why is it not that everybody is just picking on it? Because it's something that we could wear as an armband and say, see, you know what? You used to call us a country of, unclean streets and snake charmers. And see, it's not only about snake charmers and unclean streets. Yes, we are building great highways, but can we have cleaner cities as well? One of the major things that showed up again and again was there is overpopulation and chaos. But I'm sure there is overpopulation and chaos in Indore as well, right? So I don't buy that agreement. Like, see, and I'll give you an example. In recent times, there is another thing that is getting pretty viral, is that Indian Railways has had to spend a lot of money cleaning their newly built stations because people just, the lovely beetle juice that we like to chew and spit everywhere are spitting away on the stations and the new trains and everything's becoming dirty, and they have to spend money now to clean it. Now, my point is that, see, it does not matter if there is overpopulation, there's 100 people, 200 people on a platform, maybe 3,000 people, 3 lakh people. If they just choose not to spit, right? Nobody will have to clean. So always saying the fact that the authorities, of course, the authorities are to blame as well. There are certain municipal corporations which have not been able to pick up from the garbage segregation that happens in cities like Indore, and I saw a little bit of it happening in Pune as well recently, and in cities like Hyderabad as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, comment section is open. I'm just commenting on what I have seen. Right? So there might be better or there might be worse, but then again, see, still we are with this one city. And I would like that, we have these growing cities, vibrant cities. We are saying we'll have smart cities. Wouldn't it be just smarter if the people just chose not to, if you have an empty plot of land somewhere, which probably has not been constructed upon, or it's just an empty plot of land, just don't turn it into a garbage dump, right? Just don't go there and throw your garbage in the middle of the night and come back. And I'm sure you'll agree that there are people who do that. And it's not always, another point that we keep saying is it's probably the lack of education. I don't think so that somebody, if they are not educated enough, they don't know how to keep themselves and their surroundings clean, right? It was during COVID that probably our rural areas followed social distancing and hygiene instructions much better than people in urban areas. People in urban areas just could not wait to get the liquor shops open so that they can stand in line, forget for social distancing, because they would like to right now get a cold one. So, yeah. So, overpopulation, yes, I don't think so it's a reason. It's just that if the population is conscientious enough and says, you know what, we probably would like our city clean, it could happen. Then we say chalta hai attitude. What does chalta hai attitude? And that, I think, is a big problem. That, you know what, this road's not clean. The municipal corporation is probably not cleaning it, or that panchayat is not doing its job, or that government's not doing its job. But don't we ever think that, probably on that road there are people who are actually... And certain other viral reels that have come is that somebody just threw garbage out of their car window and somebody just picked it up and threw it back at them, and then they started having this argument. The point is that, there are certain people who, if you even tell them that don't do this, they will probably get after you, right? So, one thing that is very good that I've seen these days is that people, they want to keep their houses clean, and you'll see them remove the shoes outside their house. Why? Because they want their house to be clean. These very same people, I'm sure, can be educated and told that, and these are educated people, mind you. They're staying in affluent, gated communities who do this. Very nice. But it's the same people who do not probably care when they just open their car window and chuck something out of their window, or they don't mind spitting here or spitting there. And, I just wonder, all those people who just chew so much of pan and they spit everywhere, do they do it? Because obviously, if they spend, say, 8 to 10 hours of their life outside their house, the rest of the time, that 12 to 15 hours or whatever, 10 hours they're staying at home, are they spitting at home as well? When we can be conscientious enough and saying that we'll not take our shoes inside our house because we have to keep it clean, why can't you consider your surroundings as your house, part of your house as well, and your city as a part of... I'm just saying, right? You could do that, right? So if we wanted to, we could. But do we want to? And that is the question. That is the ambiguity. That do we want to be clean? Or do we just want to see reels and say, wow, this can happen in India? Well, it can happen in your locality as well. It can happen in your city as well. It is you and I who have to do this. Right? If we go to a picnic spot and there's a lovely picnic spot and we like to make reels there and everything, but then again, how many videos would you like to watch before you would realize that if you are going out to a beautiful spot, Either put your garbage in a garbage bin, and I am sure there is no paucity of garbage bins or little litter boxes in any place, any public place in this country. And if it's not there, it does not mean that still has to be thrown there. You can take it back. You have a garbage bin at home. You have a garbage collector that comes at your place. Please put it there and they can do the rest. And then we can proudly say that, you know what? Our city, it used to be that city which used to be very clean, but now it's our city, our locality which is clean. Why not compete within communities, right? It's good to feed stray animals. But to treat those stray animals as garbage disposal is another thing that we should probably talk about in another video. Now let's come to the second part of my video, which is traffic rules. Because we are talking about civic sense in general and what is wrong with traffic in our country. Is it too much traffic? Yes, of course it is. There are certain cities which are very busy, but still the traffic moves. But why is it that it is so difficult? I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she really covers herself well because she has to protect her skin, and she'll wear gloves and sleeves and what not to protect her skin, but won't wear a crash helmet. And I asked her, why wouldn't you wear a crash helmet? It's like it spoils my hair. Now, my next question to that very same friend of mine was that if you do not wear a crash helmet, there would not be a head left on which you will have hair. So, wouldn't it be just better to have messed up hair but protect your head? Because see, when you want to implement this to the younger generation is going to see, I don't see my dad and my mom wear a helmet, why should I wear it, right? And the same will come to if you see people, there are traffic lights. Traffic lights in this country are like a suggestion. There's a red light. If I feel like I'll wait, otherwise, you know what, I think I can make it. Let's go. So you might be getting away on those traffic lights and you have great luck that something might never happen to you, and I hope it never happens to you. But what if? Because see, why do you wear a helmet? It's not that every time we go out there, we are going to crash in something. No, we just protect ourselves. The same way you want to cover your skin because you don't want sunburns, right? I think I don't mind having a sunburn but an intact head. Make sense? Traffic lights, it's just like a suggestion. Oh, red light. And when it is green, everybody wants to Formula One. I think, because I don't think many people in this country watch Formula One, but they should. We have reflexes faster than those racing drivers when it turns green. And yellow is something which says caution, but basically it's the last few seconds of green. That is how we treat it in this country. So I remember when we were in school, we were taught this civic lessons and said, when it's red, you stop, and then stop, look, go, right? When it's yellow, you look, and when it's green, you go. So, I don't know. Why is it so difficult? So, why can't we be clean? Why can't we just wear a helmet? Why can't we just obey traffic lights? And another thing is wrong side driving. Yes. So we have this habit of, just because if we were given an opportunity to levitate, right? Not ride with rolling wheels on the road. If we were given an opportunity to levitate, we Indians would actually go from point A to point B as the crow flies. We'll draw shortest line between the 2 points we want, that's how we'll go. Roads are also like a suggestion to us. U-turns are like a suggestion. We would not want to go a couple of 100 meters to the next U-turn and just take the wrong side from here and merge from the road there to save how much? To save about 25 ml of fuel. And then if somebody else bashes into you and you get injured and everything, and there's a whole brouhaha over it. Why? See, when you're coming down the wrong side, and you are not only you are consciously endangering your own life, you are endangering the other person who's probably coming down the right side. They are actually following traffic rules. They are on the right side of the road and going in the right direction. It's you who's, and that, I think, is the epitome of chalta hai attitude in this country. Chalta hai yaar. But having said that, I'm sure you agree, and you're saying that why am I just going on and griping about it, and there's something we can do about it, right? See, the first and foremost thing that is, we can say that we need stricter laws. See, if you read the Motor Vehicle Act, right, it's not a very, in the Indian Motor Vehicle Act is not a very leniency-based act. It is pretty strict. It's probably the enforcement of it. In certain places, it's really enforced well. In certain places, it's not enforced well. Now, this comes to, like, in case of traffic, you can probably drive home the point of civic sense by punishment, right? By fines, by challans, and so on and so forth. But don't you think that there should probably be challans for littering in the city? I remember, this was a long time ago. Goa, there is such a thing that if you litter in Goa, you get fined for it if you get caught. That is another thing that is there in Indore, and probably more cities should probably implement it, right? But I'll tell you the reason why nothing stricter in this country cannot get implemented is because there's always this constituency of people who will have a counter argument and argue so much, and the person who wants to implement this gets scared about the fact that I might be going against public opinion. And that's why you have weaker leaders basically who just want to become people pleasers and say, what, okay. So somebody has to somewhere say, enough is enough. We need to have better traffic rules. Otherwise, the city that I live in currently has some of the widest not even, what do you call intercities, within the city roads. And they're some of the widest and the best roads there are, but trust me, the traffic is absolutely senseless. You are basically on your toes at any given point of time. And fine. People can say you should always be attentive. Yes, I am attentive, but then again, I just don't want to keep looking in my rear view mirror and side to side when actually I should just go straight, because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Because if somebody was going to come wrong side, so not done, right? So another thing that we can probably do, and this is probably this is something that I've seen from residents of places which have better civic sense, is the amount of pride they take. So if you go to Indore and you talk about why your city is clean, you would probably find anybody giving you a half an hour or 40 minutes long lecture on, and the amount of pride they take in segregating the garbage and what better civic sense they have, and why is it so, and who started this, and everybody is doing it, and why should everybody do it, and this is... So, yeah, you will see more people, instead of complaining, are proud about that fact. So, yes, we should probably make this a pride issue in more cities where we can say, why not we beat them this year to being clean, right? Another thing is, there is always, everybody ends up saying, we should probably educate young, right? Yes, of course. I remember when I was in school, and this is almost about 35 years back when I'm talking about, when I was really little, it was mentioned in the books that these are civic. But then again, I've had parents who are also very conscientious about how the surroundings were, right? So the argument was never there with me that, fine, teacher, you're teaching me all this, but my parents at home say it's okay, right? So it was never okay. So I think, yes, the young can be taught in their schools, but at the same point of time, it needs to be reinforced at home. So it has to start at home, where the parents, right, They say to their young that enough is enough. We need to be a cleaner, better country. We can be like any other developed country. Then we won't have to show reels of cleaner cities from abroad to our children. We can just say, look, this is our city and this is what we were and this is how clean we are now. And we'll feel proud about it. One thing that we should probably stop doing is that, just because something gets pointed out, I recently came across a friend who was arguing on the fact that I said, you know what, we have these cities and we could probably clean them up. We can clean our streets. And he ended up showing me dirty, homeless situations in New York and Los Angeles and even in Paris and so on and so forth. And see, is like this is happening there as well. So fine, if they want to go, if they had clean cities and now they want to go to hell, I don't care. I have to take pride in my own city, in my own nation, in my own state. So, yeah, it's better that way. And I would really want India to have the cleanest cities in the world and the best organized cities in the world. So that the tourists who come here just don't come with a camera and a lens to capture only our poverty and our dirty filth everywhere. They should come here and just check out what's happening here, right? Already, some of them traveled on the great highways that we are building in this country and the infrastructure is improving. And they're saying, you know what? We might have come to the party late, but we are actually doing pretty well. So anyways, I think we should probably take more pride and we should probably think about it. What are your thoughts about why civic sense is not a primary concern of most of us and most of our cities? Please do mention that in comment section. I hope you are able to give me at least one like on this. And if you're watching this video, please do subscribe. That's it for today. I hope everybody is doing well. Keep your cities clean, keep your surroundings clean, and you take care of yourself. Until next time, good night.